Welcome to Once Upon a Pandemic series with myself, Yvonne Redden. And this series is about sharing stories on how we are staying positive in these challenging times. And I'll be talking to people from around the globe. And today we are talking to Raymond Gibbons, and he's a CIMA qualified management accountant. And I'm wondering, first of all, Raymond, how you are staying positive, and have you got a daily routine that you do?
Absolutely. Hello, Vaughn, and thanks for having me here.
You're
Firstly,
welcome.
yes, I do have a daily routine that I try and stick to as best I can, but allowing for the way things are, there are obviously changes along the way.
Yeah,
One of the things that we did, even at the start of the first lockdown, we've never closed the doors of our offices. We've always had the office manned. Now, we haven't allowed any clients to visit really,
yeah,
obviously with the restrictions. But the point being that I've been able to come into my office every morning, and I've been working 9 to 5 or 8 to 6, whatever the hours are.
yeah,
And I've had that nice routine of coming to my office. Now, it
yeah,
doesn't mean that there weren't very dark days in the early part of the
yeah.
pandemic when we were all struggling to get the software and all struggling to understand how it was going to impact upon us. But at least I was grounded and I had some sort of normality in my day. So I didn't quite experience the baking of the banana bread and things like that others did. I was constantly in my office and working away and managing the staff who were working remotely at that time.
Yeah, that's been great because you've still kept that routine going and not working from home with children, which has been so hard for people, for parents, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, my wife was working from home and doing the schooling and
Oh,
what have you. I don't have that discipline for working from home. I'd find too many distractions.
of course. Yeah,
And I like to come into my office, and I also like to drive in, and I think that's what people are missing as well. You know
yeah.
that little
The
drive,
commute.
a trip
Yeah,
on the bus that you might have had where you read the newspaper or you're away in your own thoughts and getting ready for the day. I
yeah.
think people really miss that.
And I wonder, will it come back to that extent that we had it before? It's hard to imagine that normal life coming back in again, isn't it?
That's very true. That's very,
Yeah,
there is no doubt about that. But I stay positive. I was saying to you earlier there that we couldn't get a painter and decorator into
yeah.
the office. And one of the things I wanted to do this year was to get the office ready for when I can have visitors back into the office.
So you're
So
planning
myself,
ahead, which is
I
good. You
am
have to have a
planning ahead.
plan. Yeah,
I am planning ahead, but it was also a distraction from the day-to-day account because we're extremely busy.
yeah.
But so last week we took time out, myself and the staff, and Lorraine in particular. We painted the offices here, and they're lovely. They look really fresh and
Yeah.
inviting and ready for clients to come in. And I can't wait to meet them
Oh,
again.
I know.
Coffee, because as a management accountant, is what you introduced me as. That we're different to other accountants in the sense that we work closely with the business owners to understand how the business operates, margins, profitability, cash flow. But we only do that by sitting down, having a coffee, and chatting with the clients.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
hugely, and I miss that greatly, I have to say.
But you must have seen a huge ascent in people coming to you for financial advice. I mean, that's why I wanted to get you on to
Yes,
look at the financial side for small businesses. So we might
yes,
be able to share some tips today. So you've definitely seen a huge difference, have you?
absolutely. Particularly, obviously, cash flow was the biggest. It
Yeah,
was the biggest issue. And one of the things that I would always recommend to clients, and actually these templates are all available on my website, by the way, and they're free.
great.
Just access them, and I we might give people details of that later.
Of course, yeah.
A 13-week cash flow is so important.
Right.
And that 13-week cash flow is very short term, and it's short term for a reason because it's okay trying to project a year and 2 years ahead. And yes, you should try and plan, but when your cash flow has been decimated so quickly with the restrictions and the closures of business that we had, it was very important for people to get to understand, particularly business owners, to get to understand how it was going to impact on their
Mm,
day-to-day activities. So you had to understand all the cash outflows in your business. What bills were going out that maybe you could stop? Did
yeah.
you have pension payments going out for yourself as a business owner that now you say, well, I'm not going to be able to pay those now because
Mm,
I'm going to have to keep funds to try keep staff on payroll or to pay the rent if your landlord wasn't willing to
yeah. I was just going to say rent. Yeah.
yeah, there's all these overheads there that had to be managed. So a 13-week cash flow is very important to get to understand your day-to-day cash position of your business. The other thing, of course, that clients wanted to know, and people in general, was what was out there to support their business.
Yeah.
The TWSS being the first one, that was the wage subsidy scheme that was brought in. How is this going to impact on the business? And I know there's a lot of people complaining now about the tax liabilities that are coming through their doors,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we have to be fair here. This was a very quick reaction by the
Mm.
government and by revenue to try and support business owners and employees as well. So, I think hats off to what they tried to do.
Yeah.
It
And it
was
did. It worked. It was great. I mean, it was in so quickly. Yeah.
it did. It did. So, and again, and following on from that, then there were the likes of the grants that were available from the county council for the rates. There was also online trading vouchers to try and
Yeah.
get new websites. Businesses could now get, while they had downtime, if you like,
Mm.
work to get new websites prepared. Again, planning for the future.
Yeah.
And then you had, of course, the CRSS, which was the COVID restructuring support scheme, and then now the EWSS. That's it. Clients needed to know all about the cash support and how to manage that cash flow.
Yeah.
And we were inundated with lots of queries. It was very, very tough in the early days because I was effectively on my own, because
Mm.
we weren't geared up for
Yeah.
this. Small businesses weren't. We couldn't work remotely. So we had to find ways of investing in new hardware, new software, new training, and to
Yeah.
ensure that our staff were willing to work remotely,
Mm.
and then to be able to work then more closely with clients to say to them, we are still available. The infrastructure has changed. You can't come to our office. We can't go to you, but we're
Yeah.
still here in your corner working with you. And it was
Yeah.
important to make sure we kept the information flowing to the clients.
Yeah. And like that, you probably had to pivot a little bit slightly by doing your face to face through Zoom or something else. Yeah.
Hugely. And
And like
many
it doesn't
people,
suit everybody to work at home. My friend who's an occupational therapist, I said, like, can you not do half and half? And she goes, no,
yeah.
they want us in and they want us in the office. So probably similar to yourself. So it's not
And
going to
no,
suit
yeah, we
everybody.
struggled with that
Yeah.
as well. We did.
Mm.
So I wanted people in the office no more than the next business person did, but
Yeah.
we had to eventually face up. I think actually, and that's one of the things that I realized. It was around end of April. I had to start accepting then what I could not control.
Yeah.
And I looked at my own resources and I said, what's good enough? What's not good enough? But what do I have the financial resources to improve upon? So we had to get new laptops and we had to get new software, and ensure everything was secure. But for the future of my business, I had to find ways around that. And I
Mm.
think one of the things was to stop fighting it and to work with what we had.
Yeah.
And I feel we're in a much better place, the business here, and from a family perspective. My own son, who was 11, we were talking about this the other day, and he said, "Oh yeah, we had grumpy dad back then, because it was tough, but it's totally different because we've learned how to manage what we have. It's still hard and it's still tough for business owners. There's no doubt about that.
Mm.
But you do have to kind of accept a little and accept what you're dealing with now."
And it's never going to be the same again, I don't think, because a lot of businesses won't resurface either, Raymond. I'd say a lot of them have gone,
It's
unfortunately.
true, and a lot of them are gone. Some people are going because they're getting to an age where they're saying, "I don't want to go through this again."
Yeah,
Had the recession of '08
yeah,
going on, and what have you? Going, why do I want to do this again? I can understand that, and others are gone because their businesses just aren't viable, that's very sad, because they might be just hanging on and trying to rebuild. But in saying that, Yvonne, I'm an eternal optimist. I have to say that, even though there were dark times, I do feel optimistic, and
yeah.
I have clients ranging from restaurants to florists to IT, to light manufacturers, a range of clients, a host of clients, and they've all been adapting and all trying to um, come up with new ways of doing business and growing. So there's a lot to be positive about.
Mm.
Has the landscape changed? Absolutely. And
Yeah,
it's not going to change for many, or it's not going to revert back to what it was for many. But I think people are missing the high street. And that's always,
yeah,
when I look at my office window here, I could always tell how good the town was doing by looking at the
yeah. Are
business.
you in Dublin? You're based in Dublin,
No, I'm,
Raymond.
I'm based in Navan. We're
Right.
based in Navan, and I am a Dublin man, but I'm
Yeah,
based here in Navan for the last 11 years. And my offices are well situated in the sense that I can see the people coming in and out of the town.
But
And I
it's
can
probably
see
quieter now, is it? I'd say you see a big difference. Yeah,
hugely, yeah, hugely. And I look forward to seeing it a bit more busy in the months ahead, please God. But it is, we've just got to try, like I say, accept what we have and try and look at our own resources for the business. And maybe your customer profile is going to change.
maybe. I think
You know,
so. Yeah,
lots of things are going to change. Maybe you're going to start looking for customers, or maybe start talking to your customers, particularly in my business, and asking them how prepared are they now for us being able to work more remotely with them than hands-on the way it was in the past.
yeah, yeah,
And you find that a lot of people are willing to change because they find actually the changes might not be as expensive as I thought they were.
yeah.
But in fact, they're going to put me in a better position to trade also because I'm going to be more streamlined in this in what I'm doing. So there are a lot of positives as well.
There definitely is because you've just been thrown into an area
Mm,
that you may not have done before or may have thought about, like
yes,
with your website, and now you have to do it
yes,
and you have to be innovative and you have to pivot whether you want to or not.
yes.
So, but what would you say to struggling business owners or SMEs? Like, what kind of bit of positivity and optimism can you give them on a financial kind of view?
Yeah, now that's
What
difficult
can they
because
do? What can they look forward to?
I think the first thing, obviously, I'm like everybody else. We don't know when the restrictions are going to be lifted,
Yeah,
so we don't know when we're going to be back trading. But I do think at this stage, managing your cash flow is critical to it, and ensuring that you have some reserves left over. Avail of all the resources that are out there to you. Start planning now for what
yeah,
your business may look like. I am going back when I finished up. One of the things that I am when we finished up the tax deadline last December, it was extended, if you recall, to
yeah,
middle of December. And I was going out the door about 6:30 of an evening. Had my coat on, and I opened the main door just to check that the windows were closed and everything else. And I saw the whiteboard there on their wall, and it was blank. And it had been a tough year with a lot of objectives. And I went and got a marker, and I wrote down 5 key things that we'd achieved this year. One of them was recruiting new staff, believe it or not. The other was the new website, the new software that we had. And the other key thing was we didn't miss a deadline for clients.
brilliant.
And on
Mm,
top of that was all of the information we were able to provide clients with.
yeah,
So this is not a plug for me, but what I am saying to people who are out there that are listening, your accountant is a resource for your business.
yeah,
You're paying your accountant a fee. Make sure that they're giving you up to date information about what is available to support your business, and go to them and ask them for advice to review your business. So when you're looking at if you're looking at a business that you may have a lot of debts because of suppliers that are still unpaid,
yeah,
don't bury your head in the sand. You're going to need these suppliers again when you get your business up and running.
yeah,
Talk to your suppliers. I'm sure you have been, but some might not have been. They might be just leaving it until they come back. Talk to your suppliers now and start planning for when you can open your door. Let
yeah,
your customers know that you're still around. One of the things that we've tried to do is I'm not very savvy on social media. You might have gathered that from trying to get ready for this meeting, this interview that we were having. But I try my best. And one of the things that we do is we keep in touch with our clients through Facebook, through Instagram, through our website, through emails that we're sending out, and trying to let our clients know that we're still here,
yeah,
and that we're going to be here to support you when you open your doors. So I think it's very important that people do that they keep in touch with their clients or the customer base. If you're a shop and you're a coffee shop, put a new notice up in your window. Let your customers know you're looking forward to serving them again.
yeah,
Talk to your suppliers and let them know that you're still here and you're going to
yeah.
be here. You plan on opening. So that's what at this moment in time, plan for the reopening, but you just don't know when it's going to happen.
I know.
That's
And the schemes and the funds you were saying, like the LEOs have a lot of stuff there as well, the grants.
huge amount, huge amount. And and people should be on their local enterprise offices, as we were just saying. Get on there and make a contact with these. And if
Yeah,
you haven't availed of the resources, or you haven't got a contact name within the local enterprise office that is responsible for your area, get one. Go
yeah,
on and contact them. Pop them an email. They are only too willing to work with you and help you. We're part of the Dublin Chamber of Commerce. We're
yeah,
also part of the Meath Chamber of Commerce. And we found that I got involved in the Meath Chamber of Commerce 2 years ago, just pre-lockdown. And the idea that they wanted to do back then was to work with all the local SMEs here
yeah,
in Meath. and pull the 6 individual chambers that were in me together, because we thought in unity there'd be strength. But we didn't actually realize the strength that would come from that, because through the pandemic, we've all been on regular Zoom calls or regular updates from the meet chamber. And these are types of supports that keep you grounded and keep you sane. And then you learn as a business owner, I'm not in this on my own.
Yeah.
There's a Vaughn there who has a problem. Do you know what? I might just pick up the phone to a Vaughn, or I might pick up the phone to somebody else, because they're willing to share and they're willing to talk and they're
Support.
willing
It's
to support
support
each
is
other.
key, isn't it? Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure. It's
Absolutely.
great. And where can people find you, Raymond, if they want to have a chat with you?
My website is www.bmsaccountants.ie. And they can go on that. All my contact details are on that. They can
And you're
also,
on LinkedIn as well,
I was
aren't
just
you?
about to say that, they can get
Yeah.
me on LinkedIn as well. And but do, even if it's a case that you don't want to talk to me directly, what I would say is go to our website first, and there's a business support page there.
Yeah.
And that business support page has a lot of articles regarding COVID, regarding support for your business, how you might look at, actually the cash flow templates are all there.
Great. Yeah.
Also to put in place credit control policies, how to tips for managing your business. There's a lot of information there. And you will find also on our Facebook page, which again is BMS Accountants, or lots of good advice and tips for businesses. So please go there and then pick up the phone, drop an
That's a
email.
great place to start, even just to go in and have a look at that, the planner.
Absolutely. It's
That's
under no
great,
pressure.
Ray. Yeah.
You're under no pressure. You just download the information you want, and
Yeah.
you can just use it or bin it. But you will find a lot of use for it, I think.
I don't think people will be in it. They'll be looking
No,
for
no.
ways to
Yeah.
plan,
Yeah.
for sure. Thanks, Raymond. You're very good. Now, I know this is a very random question, but I ask all my guests it because I'm a
Okay.
writer. So if you were to write your memoir title in 3 to 4 words, what would you call it?
I'd use one:
Okay.
perseverance.
Perseverance.
I came from a background where I was brought up on the north side of Dublin, and it was a case that we did. My father, Lord have mercy on him, he was a truck driver, and there was 8 children, and none
Yeah.
of us had gone through third level education at that stage. And when I looked at the problems that we had to try and get over the bar, my first qualification was the accounting technician. My next qualification then was SEMA, and then to get in there and to start developing a career. And no matter what the knockbacks that you get in life, keep on persevering, keep on trying, and you will get there. And I think with businesses, it's the exact same thing: persevere, keep going, and we will get there. Keep an eye on the end line, on the goal. Keep an
Yeah.
eye, have an objective. The plan will change. Don't get
Yeah.
consumed by, do have an objective and do have short-term and long-term objectives, but don't get consumed when you have a little bit of a failure.
Yeah.
Don't get overly caught up in the victories either,
Yeah.
but just, keep going and keep persevering. And I think that's what someone has said to me before. I just persevere,
Yeah.
and also understand your limitations.
Yeah. Good title, perseverance, for sure. I mean, that was one word. Well done. Raymond, I want to thank you for your time today and sharing some tips there, and hopefully they'll help some people and direct them to your website. Please stay safe and
You
keep
too.
up your running and your training for the Camino.
Yes.
That'll
I,
keep you
I will.
sane.
I look forward to doing the Camino for real one day,
Oh, it'd be
And to
brilliant.
all
You'll
your
be well
listeners, stay
trained.
well. Yes. And to all your listeners, stay well, and, and look to the future, and hopefully, please God, this is over sooner rather
Stay
than later.
optimistic and
Stay
positive.
optimistic is it. Yes. Take
Yeah.
care.
Thank you. If you want to be part of this series, contact me on yvonneredden.com or on the social media platforms. See you all next time on Once Upon a Pandemic, and thank you for your time. Thanks, Raymond. Take care.
Take care. Slán.
Bye.